Alright, hello everybody. This is Subaru Skills, looking to start my first FIFA career mode. It's my first year playing FIFA, so forgive me for kind of being terrible at times. I have my moments where I'm pretty sure a child could beat me. But I started off looking, I want to be in the Premier League. I've played a couple friend career modes on by myself. I was looking into I definitely didn't want to do Man City just because of how much money they have. It's ridiculous. Or Chelsea, just because I like to beat Chelsea. Every career mode I do, they always win. They lose like one game a year. It's cheap. It's depressing. I was looking at Arsenal. It seemed viable. I might look into it. I believe overall in the end, though, I did go with Manchester United, which I can foresee a few problems with this, just because some of their players, they have a lot of older players that I'd want to get rid of. Want to bring in youth to the squad. I'm going to come at this with a business approach, so I will be getting players that I believe can be worth something in the future, but at the same time, I also have to win, otherwise I'll get fired. So, uh, I do play 6-minute halves. I like it. It gives me more opportunity. I like to control the ball. I don't do fast breaks. I just wear their defense down over time, take my shots, and hope for the best. As you can see here, it gives you this nifty screen as you're loading through things. I am going through this kind of fast just because this was like an hour and a half video. So instead of making you guys watch the whole thing, I'm going to go through it. It goes through the up until the first friendly, I believe. And first thing I'm going to do once I get in, check it out, look at my squad. I do like to run different formation. I've kind of learned on my own. I like it. Some people don't, but looking at squad, I mean, it's pretty easy to tell that it does need some help anyways, especially with the age. I think there's like 5 players over 40, or 30, I should say. So we're going to look and try to bring some youth in those positions. Kagawa, I believe it was. He's a guy that a lot of people don't like to get rid of, but I don't know, I just do terrible with him. So I'll probably end up selling him later on. Some of these players, like De Gea, I've had him on a different team before I purchased him, and he was terrible for me. He would not progress. I don't know if you guys have had this same issue, but he wouldn't stop any goals. He was useless. I don't expect him to stay. As for Rooney and Van Persie, um, Rooney, I don't think I'll have much luck with him just because I prefer a little different stat setup. I believe I did another game where I tried purchasing him just to test it out, didn't like it. But as you can see, I'm going to try and sell off almost every player I can think of that isn't going to pose use to us in the future, because it's better to sell them even if it's less than what they're worth than to have them sit there rotting away on the bench. Because even real life, you would want to play. You don't want to sit on the bench. Here we come to Rooney. Usually he goes pretty quick. For some reason, I think Barcelona usually likes to buy him too. Barcelona or Liverpool, I want to say. Uh, but coming through this, if I think they might have some value in the future, I do try and loan list them. Maybe someone will take them off my hands, give them some play time. Now, once this is done, I'm going to be looking into the transfer window. I do have a bunch of players that I've looked up over time. I keep track of, kind of study. I go out there looking for them. What this will do is it'll give me a good idea of where to start for some young players. I don't want to bring in people like Messi. Even I don't even think I could afford him anyways. I will probably go after Neymar, just because he is a freak. Mbaye, I love having Mbaye. I always go for him. He works great for me. I do believe I'm going to have an issue though because it says he's already on loan, so I won't be able to get him until he comes back. Pogba, or yeah, is excellent at the center defenseman role. I do like having him there. He seems to he usually stops the ball before it even gets there, which is very helpful. Um, my last game I got him in though. I had him for like 3 games and he got injured for like 6 months. It was depressing. Last, young guy. He can bring some talent in. He's pretty cheap. Might be able to score some goals for me. It's gonna be the issue is since I'm getting the youth players, I gotta try and find ones that I can use to still score while not spending a ton of money. There is a uh, center attacking mid, I'm sorry, out there that I've done some research on, and he just comes out amazing right off the bat, and it's Bernard. Doesn't even have a picture, but he's, all his stats are really good for his age. Shows up well, comes to play. Haven't really played with him though. I played against him in one game. He scored on me, obviously, because I suck. But some other players, I know people like getting Fellaini. Um, I played with him. I didn't like it. Had some issues. He's not quick enough for me. I do try and go with the short distance speed and dribbling since I'm a possession player. Bunch of other players I was looking at. Muriel, I might look into him depending on what my striker situation is. He does progress well. His value goes up. I know some people like Adrian. I like him for the business aspect. As for the player, he's never really scored a bunch of goals for me. Um, so it'll be more of a develop and sell deal. Some other players I was looking at. What was his name? There was a right wing. I gotta try and remember his name. Yeah, Tello. Tello, that guy puts goals down. Here, looking at Bernard. Uh, Now, I know this part looks a little tedious, but I do try to do my homework early on in the season. Uh, get my watch list set up, or short list. It is very key for me, at least I found, since I do focus on developing the youth. Another big thing I focus on is scouting. I always try and find the best scout I can for the area I want early on, just because I say about once a year, if you have a good scout, you can get a guy that's rated 70 at age 16. If you can do that once a year, a couple of years in, you can start selling them for 10, 15, 20 mil a piece. If I'm sniffling a little bit, I don't know, these cats are getting to me, allergies or something. But looking at the players, we go through it. There are some that I like. As for goalkeepers, uh, I believe I'm probably gonna end up getting rid of De Gea and trying to get like Leno. He's a pretty good young keeper. He seems to progress well, which will help in the future. Now looking at scouts, right off the bat, there's a five-star England scout. I mean, that is fully worth it. If you can get a double 5-star for an area you like England, Germany is another big one I go for. Those Central Northern Asia deal, maybe like a Japan one. I say take it because it definitely pays for itself in the end. Now that I got a watch list, I mean, you got to find the players that you think you can afford overall. I usually don't like to pay full price for a player. I try to add a player and give them a little bit of money. It helps me unload some of these useless I wouldn't say useless. But some of the older players that I know I'm not going to play. So if they still want them, take some value, let's do that. I will put in a ton of transfer offers at once, just see which ones come back, because even if they all went through, I could just not put out a contract offer and pick through the ones I want. Uh, Neymar, they're probably going to send that back. What can you expect? Balotelli, him too. I'm probably going to undercut most of these guys just to see exactly what they want. Balotelli, I'm getting pretty good with using him as a striker. I've had some good luck with him. Progresses pretty well for me. Christian Tello, this guy, he's fast. He is definitely fast. He's young too. I think it'd be a good acquisition. I haven't had him on my team before. This was just coming through some research that I did, studying players, finding certain stat setups. I'm trying not to get any huge name players like Götze. Probably won't end up going for him. Belhanda, he does seem to get injured. No, that's Wiltshire. Lucas, he's way too much money for me. I'm not touching that. Uh, Big players like that, I try to stay away from. Neymar, I don't know. There's no way not to score with that guy. Uh, if I do end up upgrading my striker position early and getting rid of Rooney, I want to say the only player that I'd really get rid of him for would be either Balotelli or Jovetic, as you saw on the short list. Jovetic is also, hopefully I'm saying that right, he's also a good striker. Um, he doesn't get knocked down too much, can usually control the ball okay. Bernard, the center attacking mid I was talking about, if you look at his stats on there, it's great. Just hopefully they accept my transfer offer on that. Now you can see all the ones I have in progress. There's a bunch out there. I guarantee you that at least 50% will get kicked back right away. As you can see, they want me to win everything to keep my job. So hopefully I can do that. If not, then maybe I'll get lucky and they won't fire me. So it comes back. I get all my answers. Um, Trying not to sneeze on audio. But I sent my scout out. He's going to England, of course. See what else is out there. Nothing big. But now we can start moving towards. As you can see, we got a couple that were accepted. We'll look at those first. And from there, like last was accepted pretty quick, put out the contract offer. I usually do a bonus per goal or bonus per clean sheet just because they usually don't reject the offer if I do that. Sometimes if you just give them what they want, which it sounds ridiculous, you put the exact thing that they want and they reject it, but that helps deter that, and it's not a big deal most of the time. Christian Tello, this does end up being kind of a battle with Barcelona. I don't know why. They do start off a very, very rich team. Or Real Madrid, I'm sorry. But they start off rich, and they just keep asking for more and more for this guy. And I think it's kind of funny later on because they end up just buying a Turbe with what I get him for. So they equal out. They're basically trading Tello for a Turbe. There is another good irony piece later on. One of my older players, it's funny, Sometimes after you're done simming, it'll come up with stories. Uh, I know this is kind of quick, but since it is the first one, I want to get you guys through the transfer window into a game. This way, you're not watching 2 or 3 episodes of this, and you can actually watch some game time, see how the players play together, and hopefully start putting up some wins. As you can see, the Leno offer was accepted. Now we're doing the contract. Hopefully we can get him. He's a good keeper. Now, um, if you guys want to comment on a couple of questions I had, one was sometimes I know he makes the suggestions up top, but how often are they actually correct? Because that never seems to happen for me. He usually says, like, oh, if we put between this much and this much, it should be accepted. But I'll put like half that and they'll accept it. So it can be confusing to me. And the second is, what's up with all these loan glitches, basically? You send someone out on loan, they come back like 2 years later, or you have someone on loan and they just never seem to come back. It's kind of weird. Is EA like planning on fixing that? Did they already fix it? I haven't looked into that in a little while. But um, as for international manager roles, you don't get offered any off the bat, which you shouldn't if you're a first-time coach, but you will get them throughout your career. I usually won't do it the first season I have a team, just because I want to focus on getting that team ready. Um, but depending on what you guys come up with, uh, we'll see what happens. Like if I get an offer from England, I can't really turn that down because it doesn't come often. Hopefully we can get some good stuff going. Here we have Alaba, trying to get his contract done. Team's starting to come together. You guys can pause at any point if you want to look at certain pieces, but it's for the most part self-explanatory. The end result is the real key of what we're looking for. So we can go back, edit the team a little bit, see what we got now, what holes are left. I have a decent amount of gameplay already saved, so I'm a little bit ahead. So most comments I won't be able to basically put them into theory until later on. But I feel like this will be a good start, get it out there, so you guys can either be like, hey, you have no idea how to do a cross or a corner. Here's a link, which I don't. I have a lot of trouble with crosses right now. I was able to do them for a little while, but it went away. As for subs, I like to keep my subs in order. If you guys can't tell, same order goes on the game. It allows me to make sure I have a couple of each in case something happens, especially if injuries start happening. Mbaye did end up being, he's already on loan, so I can't buy him. Still doing the battle for Tello. Uh, Hopefully he's worth it. I mean, I looked at his stats. For the price I end up getting him for, it seems worth it, considering he will definitely progress. Uh, Also, I was not able to put Van Persie on any sort of transfer list due to he recently got there. So that'll probably have to wait till the January window. And it's not that I don't like him. It's his stats are different than the way I like to play. So he will probably end up going. Muriel, I might put in for him to change out strikers. I might get rid of a couple of the ones I have, like Hernandez, and uh, it's just one of those things. I've done some practicing with him. Didn't really like the way it felt playing with him. I try to hit those creases well, and Muriel does okay at it. He's not great, but with all the he progresses very fast, so I'd be able to sell him in a few years, really get a good return on it, and purchase someone else's player that they worked hard on. Still trying for Neymar. I will always try for Neymar no matter what team I'm on. If I have that guy, I can usually at least get a goal per game, per match. Um, Very good player. This game, I didn't play any other FIFAs. I don't know if he was as ridiculous in 12. Uh, but man, it's just wrong, some of the stuff he does. But then you touch him and he falls over. Uh, there's also, whenever someone tries to buy one of my players that I like, I will almost never say no. But I will counteroffer, put it ridiculously high, because sometimes they bite. I sold, who did I have? Adrian, in a different career mode. I had him for half a season. I bought him for 5 million, and I sold him for 25 in half a season. I was like, all right, take him. And then I went and bought Neymar, so it worked out. But you see the battle for Tello, man. I'm pretty sure that's going to end up being part of the name, I guess, for this video. But as you see, the squad's starting to shape up, getting some players in different areas. It's working out. We're able to get the players we're looking for. As you can tell, there's still a few holes there. I do have a huge gap at right wing right now. I think I only have one play. I don't even have one player that can actually play that position, which is part of why I want to get Tello. He can play right wing. Most of the players I go for can do multiple roles. I don't like having the one role player, because if someone else comes in and does a better job at that role, they're screwed. I can't even move them around. They're going to ride the bench, and I'm going to have to sell them. So, battle for Neymar. It's always going, every game. Um, I know everybody likes Messi, but Neymar is my boy. See, we are, I believe we're getting closer to the first friendly. Um, Lamela. Lamela ends up being, if you look at stats, he's a pretty good right wing to start at a young age. Um, his dribbling skills are amazing. So for those of you that are possession people, I highly recommend getting Lamela. He's only a couple million, and he really shows up. He has, I think, 90 dribbling to start, and you can just work your way through defenses, tearing them apart. The only people it doesn't work against are, some of those really attentive guys that are worth a lot more money. Um, my focus for this year, I know it wants me to win everything. I know that's probably not going to happen with the players I have, just because I am trying to grow them, mature them a little bit. So I'm going to try and play everybody that I get. I don't keep a huge reserve area, but I want to finish hopefully first, second, or third. I might accept fourth, and I would like to win at least one of the cups, whether it's FA, Capital Cup, Capital One Cup. I wouldn't want to come home with nothing. It would really suck if they fired me. I have not been fired in any career yet. Actually, if anybody has been fired, can you comment that? Because I haven't heard of it happening. No one's showed it on a video. it'd be interesting to see or hear about. Have to go try and find a job. So as we get closer, oh, low battery. So we're moving closer to our first friendly. It's only 1 day away. And look at that. We have Neymar. So this gives us a chance. Attained the guy. He's 20 years old. Already starts at 85. Stats are crazy. It's just his strength that really is painful because people just push him over. But if you can get by him, you can do a lot of damage. He stretches that field, gives you a chance. So they're going to talk about, we signed him. Woo, go us. Man U. I believe I was looking through some of the articles and it expects us to finish second. I didn't look at who was expected to win, but as we go to the game, first game with the new club, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm kidding. I'm very excited. I always love the first game. Um, can go great. It can go terrible. I've had that happen. But uh, I'm also I'm not a huge fan of these pregame warm-up deals. It is interesting here and there, kind of get you into it, but it can be annoying sometimes. Uh, the intros are great. The fields always look great. Snow's kind of weird because it just shows it's snowing. It never collects on the ground. But teams walk out. We got all our new guys. I want to say almost the whole team gets transitioned. There's so many players that go away. But there's Alaba. We got him over. I believe he's playing center defenseman right now. Game's getting ready to get started. I'm apologizing ahead of time. I only play on professional for a reason. I'm working on it. I'm getting better. As you can see, they get the ball first. We're working on getting back over there. And for some reason, when the computer wants the ball, the computer gets the ball. It doesn't matter what you are doing, how fast you're going, who you're up against. If they want the ball, they take the ball. As you see, I play the possession game, try to get in those creases. A lot of times it doesn't like to show up. It's where that strength factor comes in for Neymar. And then they get wide open. I get a great defensive stop. Thank you for that. I want to say later on, Alaba completely Fs me on defense. Doesn't show up at all later. I was like, come on. But as you can see right now, it's kind of back and forth. We're all just trying to get this going. Somehow that was out on me, but we get a good stop, start breaking it down, trying to get the outlet going. Somehow they take it back, killing me with that. Bam, here it comes. Trying to get the opening. Almost. Slide tackle. They got the throw in. Break it down. Come on, defense. Show up. There we go. I didn't even know what that was supposed to be. I usually do a short kick because of the possession thing. I try to keep it in my hands. They can't score if they don't have the ball. It works for me a lot. I get a lot of clean sheets for it. Not enough to up the level. I was playing on the one above this for a while, and for some reason one day I just logged on and couldn't score goals. So I've had to go back until I work my way back up to a respectable gameplay ability. But see, still scoreless. I mean, it's that annoying even game where it kind of lulls you in. You get relaxed. You keep trying to do the same thing. Bam, nothing. Uh, I don't know. I had to get a new controller, and it's been kind of messing with my aim a little bit. Hopefully, I can get that fixed. Get a little more finesse, and then that. There it goes again. Wide left, killing myself. Here we go, able to get the drop in. Yeah. Picked. Pocket was picked. But we look at a half, 0-0. Like, alright, they're not winning. I'm not winning. Try for something. I know it's the first game. See who I can change out. And looking around, I didn't really. It's like, you know what? Let's give this setup another half and see what happens. So we start out, get the possession game going, gets taken away right away. And I think for this whole half, they are just ridiculous at stops. They just come out of everywhere. I know I have a few bad passes in there, which, again, some of those are to my controller. It'll pass it to someone I don't want it to consistently. There'll be someone right next to him. He'll kick it to our teammate instead. But here we are, trying to get the break going. Get a little bit of speed right there. But no. Go for that intercept. See if we can get that goal. Get this team going. Get them rolling. Get some form. There we go. Good pass. Nothing. I have no idea why I shot that quick. I was ready to kick myself. You guys will have to let me know if you would rather have a sped up 6-minute half or a non-sped up 4-minute half, or just some highlights maybe. I can probably just do highlights for some other matches. I know you guys don't need to watch the full thing. But as you can see, this match coming to a close. It's 0-0. Time to start switching some players out. See if I can get some experience, see what happens. I believe I put Van Persie in. I did. It was a bad call in the end. Notice that I believe, 2 out of my 3 backup defensemen are injury prone. I foresee that being an issue if I don't get another one until the January transfer window. Because I have very bad luck with injuries. Whenever I'm low at a position, they go down with injuries. And I try not to play people unless they're almost full stamina. But here I have a corner. Me and corners, I'm working on it. I do have my issues. But coming in, at least we get the ball back after. Get a good pass going. Nothing showing. No one with enough strength to really fight their way in there right now. Defense is still playing pretty good. But they finally get a goal. They score. I'm like, alright. I couldn't score. At least they did. At least someone scored. It's going to happen eventually. Hate getting scored on, though. See, opportunity wasted. And here they are. They got the ball. And then, bam, look at that. I think I even replayed this. He stopped covering. I was like, you are killing me. Killing me. Giving up a second goal. I hate giving up 2 goals. hate it. Oh, especially when teams score like 3 or 4 on you because you just suck that day. Oh, but the match ended 2-0. That was how the first match went. Obviously, you can see we have some improving to do. We got some work to do on the squad. Um, give me some comments. Let me know what you guys think, what I should move towards for this series. Hopefully we can get Man U to some big games, some big title games, some cup games, and see what you guys think about it. So subscribe, like, do that stuff, and I will put up another video soon. All right, have a good day.